Hello, you are welcome back to session 6 of Unit 5. Under this session, we will look at factors that affect the rate of conduction of impulses. And so we will examine these factors and attempt to give reasons for their effect on the rate of conduction of impulses. Hope you enjoy this session as well. By the end of this session, you should be able to list the main factors that influence the rate of conduction of impulses and also explain the effect of these factors on conduction of impulses and also interpret experimental data on the effect of these factors. The speed at which an action potential travels along the axon of a neuron is influenced by a number of factors. And as mentioned earlier, the movement of action potential along the axon of a neuron that is myelinated and unmyelinated differs. So myelination is one of the factors that affect the speed with which an action potential is conducted. And the second one is the diameter of the axon. And the next one is another factor is the temperature. Now let's have a look at how these factors affect the rate of conduction. Starting with myelination, the myelinated fibers are able to conduct an action potential faster than the unmyelinated fibers. And this is because the Schwann cells prevent diffusion of ions, and the action potential is able to jump from one node to another. And this is normally occurred in the peripheral nervous system. However, in the central nervous system, the role of the prevention of diffusion of ions and action potential jumping from one node to another is carried out by other type of supporting cells. Another factor that affects the rate of conduction of an action potential is the diameter. So the speed of an action potential will also depend on the diameter of the axon. And the conduction is faster in neurons that have larger diameter axons as compared to the small diameter axons. And the larger the fiber diameter, the faster the propagation. And this is because a large fiber offers less resistance to surrounding intracellular current flow. And also the small cells have a large surface to volume ratio, and because of that there is no leakage of ions. On this basis, nerves can be classified into three broad types, and the first one is the A fibers, and they are the largest diameter fibers, and they are about 5 to 20 micrometer in diameter and have brief refractory periods. They are myelinated and are able to conduct impulses from 12 to 130 meters per second. Examples of such fibers are the fibers of the large sensory nerves that relay impulses associated with touch, pressure, joint position, and temperature. The second type of fibers is the intermediate size fibers, and they are also called B fibers, and they are less than 3 micrometer in diameter and are all myelinated, and they also conduct impulses up to 15 meters per second. An example are the sensory fibers that transmit impulses from the internal organs and motor fibers that carry impulses to general visceral neurons. The third type of fibers is the smallest fibers, also called the C fibers, and they are 0.5 to 1.5 micrometer in diameter and have the longest absolute refractory periods. They are unmyelinated fibers and they conduct impulses from 0.5 to 2 meters per second. Examples of such fibers are the motor fibers of a specific division of the nervous system, referred to as the autonomic nervous system, that carry impulses to the effectors of that division. And also some sensory fibers that carry impulses for pain, touch, pressure, and temperature from the skin to the central nervous system are also C fibers. Another factor that affects the rate of conduction is temperature. And temperature affects the speed of conduction of impulses because higher temperature increases the rate of ion diffusion. Under Section 6 of Unit 5, we've studied some factors that affect the rate of conduction of impulses, and we also looked at how the effect of these factors occur.